So, the great clash between Elon Musk and Donald Trump is finally upon us. It was always inevitable. Everybody who knew both or each of them had been saying since the very beginning that this is a match made in hell, and eventually it's going to collapse around both of their ears. And that is what's happening now. From a psychological perspective, this certainly looked inevitable from day one. You see, this clash was actually set up from their childhoods. The inevitability of the conflict between them was guaranteed from the earliest days of their lives, because you see, they both experienced a childhood which lacked something very similar. They had a similar kind of interpersonal issue in their childhood, both of them. I've said on this channel many times that Donald Trump's fundamental issue is a craving for attention, a craving for the attention and respect that he never received as a child. His father was absent for much of his life, his mother was absent in a key period of his life, but when his father was there for him, his father was actually quite cruel, not only inattentive, but also vicious, disrespectful and denigrating towards him, as testified by the memoirs of Mary Trump and others in the family. This led to an inner black hole that required him to seek attention and respect wherever he could find it, to extreme levels, because his ability to give that to himself was completely denied to him and underdeveloped from an early age. Now, Elon Musk actually had something similar, because he had a father not too dissimilar from Donald Trump's. He had a father who was very busy with his work. He owned an emerald mine in a different country and so was often absent going across over there. He also sounds like there was a lot of cruelty involved. In fact, Elon Musk himself said that he doesn't have any relationship with his father anymore, doesn't want anything to do with him. And Elon Musk's father is on the record as saying Elon just needs to grow up, become a man and smarten up. This is a father talking about his grown adult son. So clearly there's no love lost there, and clearly there was no respect, warmth or attention or any kind of affection given to Elon by his father as he was growing up. So they both have this kind of a vacuum that requires them to draw in attention from other people, to draw in respect from other people. And these vacuums can feed on themselves, and just like any black hole, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger over time, without a restorative relationship, without a kind of relationship or connection that can help to repair that, which doesn't seem to have happened for either of them. You see, we know about Trump and his story and the way in which relationship after relationship, business deal after business deal, political intrigue after political intrigue has always been about him gaining maximum attention and discarding anybody or anything that didn't give it to him. And for Musk, it's actually been a similar pattern. As we all know, one of the driving preoccupations of Musk for many years now has been the notion that humanity needs to settle on Mars. We need to be an interplanetary species, and that needs to happen right now. Now, of course, it was put to him some years ago, why does that need to happen right now? I mean, in actual fact, our population numbers are going down. And so there's no immediate rush. And at the same time, we do need to turn around the environment in this planet itself so that we can try and avoid climate change and make this planet more hospitable. So why is the rush to colonize Mars right now? And the reason is, fundamentally, bottom line, because he wants to do it. That's what he wants to be remembered for. He wants the attention, the respect, the glory for the ages, from generation to generation, to remember him as the founder of humanity on Mars. What a massive thing to want. What a massive need that is at the center of his psyche. To be remembered for something like that, remembered for all of the future, what he did, bring humanity to Mars. So the reason for that rush was not because there's an actual scientific need or an actual need of the species. No, it's a need of Elon, feeding his attention, feeding his craving for respect. This has been noted in books written about him recently too.
Around 2013, a Tesla official asks Musk about this ambition of his to go to Mars. And the question on the official's mind is, humanity is going to become so much more advanced in coming decades, coming centuries or millennia. Why do we need to go to Mars right now? And what this official quickly learns is that it's not about the necessity to go to Mars right now. Musk wants to be the one to take us there. And that's a really revelatory moment into Elon Musk's mindset.
Got it. So it's not like he's obsessed with going to Mars because he thinks this is humanity's future, and 2013, they developed some sort of amazing technology that was going to make it possible for the first time or anything. It's really about him being the one to go down in history as colonizing Mars.
Absolutely.
Now, more recently, another endeavor that he engaged in was Twitter. When he purchased that, he actually personally asked for the algorithms to be altered so that people received more of his messages from his feed than would otherwise have been the case. He was trying to engineer people's feeds so that they would see more of him. He tried to create it as an attention device for himself. Again, seeking attention, craving respect, to be noticed, seen, heard and remembered above anybody and everybody else. Sound like somebody you know?
Shortly after he took over Twitter, he also insisted on himself being inserted into the feed more, right? Like it became, I feel like, an Elon feed where suddenly engineers were being forced to manually put his tweets into people's feeds, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to call it hubris or megalomania or a hero complex or a god complex, call it main character syndrome. And Musk was going to make himself the main character whether you liked it or not.
So when you have two men so utterly and desperately craving for the attention of the entire world, their black holes have become so big that there is no human being, no relationship strong enough to feed that great craving that they each have within them. And so they end up trying to receive it from the whole world. And so they both climb to a position where they can get as much of it as possible. And for a time, it was mutually beneficial for them to invest in each other in order to sort of climb up to a position where they could get that. Trump needed Musk and his money to help with his campaign. Musk needed Trump and his campaign to get into the White House and be a key player in the US administration. At the end of the day, though, there could only be one of them that got the most attention and respect. And so a clash between them was always inevitable. A falling out was bound eventually to happen. And now it's happened. And the thing is, this is a game of mutually assured destruction, because the truth is that this clash between them is doing neither of them any good. Already, Tesla is losing value in its stock. It has lost a great deal of value in the last few months since Musk has been dancing in the way that he has with Trump and doing all the extreme and damaging and horrific things within the administration that he's been doing. But that has led to Tesla shares plummeting substantially in recent months. Although what we've seen since this spat with Trump began is it's been diving again even further. So this isn't doing him and his businesses any good at all. And it's not doing Trump any good either, because there is a faction of MAGA now who came into MAGA because they were pro-Elon. Elon has a bit of a constituency of his own, a bunch of bros who follow him wherever he goes, and a whole bunch of folks on Twitter who are his big, greatest fans. Now those people are going to separate from MAGA. So there's going to be a diminution in the strength of MAGA as well. So it doesn't do either of them any good to continue this conflict. If either of them were sort of sensible, stable, capable, able to manage their emotions in a way that served their best interests, then what would have happened is that they would have used diplomatic language, stayed away from each other, and sort of kept quiet. They're completely unable to do that. In fact, neither of them will let the other one have the last word. Remember, what they're vying for, what they crave and seek the most is attention. And so this conflict is going to get them a lot of attention. So neither of them can let the other one get more attention than him in the last iteration of the conflict. So this is going to continue, and it's going to spiral more and more. Well, for many people, for many of us, this is only ever going to be a source of greater and greater entertainment as they harm each other in this death spiral they're both in. So let's sit back, watch a game of mutually assured destruction for two people who have themselves caused vast destruction to the entire country, indeed the whole world around them too. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you might consider liking and also commenting in the video. We're creating a beautiful community here of people who are supporting each other through this deeply traumatic time in world history, commenting on each other's comments and giving supportive responses to each other when we're sharing the difficulties that we're going through. So it's a lovely, supportive community we've got here, and I hope you can join us too by liking, making comments and subscribing to the channel as well. I also have a bookstore, russellsbooks.com. I hope you might consider going there, buying some of the books in which I describe some of the psychologies of the people around us and the world around us, and also helping us gain awareness of our own inner worlds too, in a way that will help us navigate this difficult time in world history. I hope you can also consider joining and becoming a member of the channel, where you'll get these ebooks for free as part of that package as well. Finally, I also hope that you consider signing up to my e-newsletters. Whether you become a member or not, that's absolutely worth doing, because that way we can always stay in touch. I'll always keep you updated every few weeks about my content so that you don't miss anything, because let's face it, all of these platforms are currently owned by a very small number of oligarchs, and at any point they can just decide to shut down this channel like mine. So if we stay in touch via this e-newsletter, you'll always be able to link up to whatever I'm doing and whatever content I'm producing. The link is in the description, as well as the description of the channel. Fill out the form and we'll be able to stay in touch long term that way too. I hope we can stay connected. You can become and stay a part of this community so that we can all work to create a better tomorrow together. Thank you.